Anyway, pyro response video. Pyro sounds like Nero. Nero sounds like Pyro. That's it. Nero, watch Rome burn. Pyro started the fire. Pyro started the fire. And such. Alright, I'll give up. I'm giving up on this stupid song. Yeah, I gave up on it. Anyway, see, Piro did a little musical interlude thing, and I was going to make a response video. There's just so many stupid people and stupid videos and stupid comments and just stupid. So this is just the stupid net. That's all it is. It's everywhere, and it's sort of focused on certain stupid individuals. But anyway, so Piro did this little whatever song, and so it's just a little fun video, right? And so To Be Snarkiest has to show up and fart one of her stupid stinky farts. So here we go. You do know they still write them, so that's Piro made a joke about National Geographic that they still write them. Yeah, and what do they write about? Right? Ice cream cones. I mean, get serious. Get serious, to be serious. All the serious facts of our existence have been discovered. The only ones that haven't been discovered are like little nuanced ones. Like exactly how high are vaginal warts, or some other kind of thing. Some kind of physics thing. Like, what's the average density of the average vaginal wart? Like, yeah, we haven't maybe figured that out yet. But the basic wart game, we have discovered how it functions. And those truths aren't going to be changed. You're not going to find God under any rocks, so it's time to just stop flipping rocks and get serious about what you're going to do about the truth you already know. Nope, sorry. Nobody needs to read anymore. Nothing changed since all sentient life consisted of bacteria. Yeah, well, that doesn't even make any sense, right? Yeah, that's right. It doesn't make any sense. I'm saying in the last 200 years, we have gleaned a ton of information, and we basically have discovered the ball game, and the ball game is stupid. All right? It's just folly. That's what it is. Wasteful folly. It's less than wasteful folly. If we put life on trial for being wasteful folly, we'll be able to convict it. But it's even more guilty than being wasteful folly, because it isn't even folly. All right? It's just stupid. It's a replicating piece of chemistry in an arena where they just gladiate for no fucking reason, but because they have a desire to do it. And so one guy can say, I win, you shoot him in the head, and you start all over again. It's stupid folly. It's worse than stupid folly. Alright, anyway. It's all consumption, reproduction, cannibalism. Well, you could have just added, 4 stinking words, and you can never get them right. Why can't you get just 4 words right? Consumption, reproduction, cannibalism, and addiction. No, you can't do it. Period. Well, you've left out one of the words, so the period isn't appropriate. Are you so stupid you can't understand that, fucktard? Well, it's a rhetorical question, but ask yourself the question. Are you too stupid that you can't figure out that that's the essence, the basic truth of our existence? And you can't add anything. You didn't even try to add anything. All you did was snark. A snark is not an argument. You can't just snark at something and say, there, I've done my job, I snarked at it. No, that's bullshit. So you fail again. Ugh. So anyway, let's go find some more crap to complain about. Alright, somebody who's, chick and all, girls. Good thing. Anyway, this Pax Gorilla thingy, whatever it is, Paxi Gorilla, responding to some great text video. I mean, talking about plants and feeling and will, and it's just so idiotic. I mean, your average shit has more fucking neurology in it than a fucking plant. the most complex part of a plant is its reproductive system. You know, that's it. That's its most complex part. All right? The rest of it is dirt simple compared to any other kind of organism. Organism. You know, plants don't have a whole lot of that. They don't have a whole lot of organs. You know, two kinds of tissue and, you know, some leaves, a little bit of this or that, and that's it. It's very simple stuff, and it's just silly for you people to keep making these idiotic comparisons, and people keep, you know, like Piro, they keep opening the door for this wacky talk. And so look at this desperation by this barf fly guy. What if plants exist on a higher level of awareness than animals? I mean, what if pigs can fly? What if, you know, the Wizard of Oz really exists? I mean, what if asking, why don't you just ask the stupidest questions, the most preposterous, unscientific, unintelligent, ignorant mush? Why don't you just talk like, what if everybody just talked like a fucking 5-year-old? There we go, we live in that world. Yay! What if they exist and accept the universe and the actions which occur with a total forgiving and selfless passivity? So they understand what's going on. They understand the pageant in front of them. So when the fox chases the squirrel up the tree and it grabs it just before it gets away and it rips its little innards out and the squirrel's screaming. The tree is just going, oh, isn't nature splendid? And it's doing all that without having a brain. God, you people are just are so fucking stupid. But here's the real charmer. Wouldn't that make eating plants less desirable than eating animals? Isn't it? You know, I mean, it just more rationalize everything. Take accountability and responsibility for nothing. I mean, be a fucking meat eater, but just admit what you're doing. You're glorifying a fucking carnage arena. And just saying, I'm going to take my orders from a DNA molecule. I can't be more sophisticated than that. Just admit what you're fucking doing. These silly rationalizations. I mean, fuck. It's insane. It's so fucking desperate. It's just such a fucking cheat. You know, I have to weasel out of the truth. Just admit what you are, an inefficient pack of shit that can't do better than the DNA tells you so. Fuck you, you fucking pieces of garbage. Oh, but anyway. Oh, this is insidious. I mean, it's just insidious. Plants are feeling. Plants are designing the new space station. Fucking people. Alright, anyway, we'll go find the other Professor Anton video. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do, no, I watched the Golden Rainbow Sandwich Show, or whatever the fuck that stupid is. Whatever. I mean, the DPR Jones, Thunderfoot, and Iron Rand. No, that's not who it is. What's his name? Ramadamalan. I can't remember his name. Funny. What a surprise. You know, what's his face? His name's got to be in here somewhere. Yeah, and this Lone Frank woman was on there. She was okay-ish, but, you know. Oh, well, I'll make my critique. What the hell is this? And Raw guy. Whatever it is. Something Raw. Anyway, the Raw guy. I wonder if he was born with that name. But anyway, yeah, so they have this week every 2 weeks or something, so I watched the fucking 2 hours. And it wasn't horrible, but yeah, it really was kind of, you know, whatever. Alright, so where did I want to talk about? They almost touched on a few subjects that might have mattered. Yeah, they talked about nuclear power, but they're all, you know, I mean, D.P.R. Jones, who, you know, is just an intelligent guy, but he said something like, well, what was the big problem with Fukushima? And, you know, it's sort of discounting that, you know, all these people lost everything they had. All right? I mean, you can't go back there. They can't go back to their farms. They can't go back. You know, it's gone. They lost everything. And they got like $53 for their losses. And this is part of the price tag of this nuclear thing, is you have to add up into the price what is the price of this cleanup. You want to go tell me how much it's cost so far and how much it's going to cost over the next 10 years to keep the environmental price as low as possible? And, you know, it's nuclear power. It's radiation. You know that radiation doesn't show its ugly head until years later when all the four-legged kids start popping out. You know, so, I mean, I think that's just kind of immature of you to say, oh, what's the big deal? Because we don't even know what the fucking deal is yet. We haven't even seen the deal yet. They're still, you know, belching a bunch of radioactivity into the ocean over there. The groundwater is fucked. I mean, you know, these are real problems, and you're just talking like, oh yeah, nothing really happened. Now, something pretty significant happened, and it's going to be really, really expensive for a really, really long time. And so let's put that into the cost of nuclear power and figure out what it actually costs per milliwatt when you add up what it costs to clean up a mess. And then tell me that nuclear power is fucking efficient still. All right? Then make that argument to me. But I haven't heard that argument being made. Or something like that anyway. But yeah, I'm generally pro-nuclear. I just don't want a bunch of capitalists doing it, okay? I mean, put somebody in charge who I can fucking hang. All right? I don't want capitalists doing it. I don't want greedy motherfucking cunts doing it. I want people who doing it who want to do it right. And they want to do it for the people. They don't want to do it for a fucking goddamn stock dividend. Fuck those people. That's where the corners get cut. Anyway. So shit, fuck that shit. You know, unless you put somebody on the line, like I said, if you want to have a capitalist who actually sign a piece of paper that says, well, if we fuck up over a 50-cent battery, then yes, you can hang me in the public square. So anyway, I want somebody to be accountable, is the bottom line. Or fuck nuclear power. Fuck anything. Without accountability, fuck everything without accountability. If no one's going to be accountable, fuck them. Fuck it. Don't do it. Anyway. I should have made this video when I actually watched this thing because my notes are totally incomprehensible. So they talked about abortion and they totally missed the fucking boat on that one. As they were talking around in circles about why is abortion so important to them and all this crap. And they're just not getting it. They're anti-abortion because they're anti-recreational sex. Alright? They obviously don't care about fetuses. They don't even care about born kids like you've pointed out. They don't give a shit about anybody. All they care about is they resent other people having recreational sex. They don't want people having sex for fun. Because they're stuck married to this, you know, this monster, this succubus. And they want everybody else married to a succubus. They're all a bunch of petty, resentful, you know, small wienered little assholes. And that's what it's about. Okay, abortion doesn't have anything to do with fetuses. It has to do with penises. And they just don't want penises having any fun. Alright. Whatever. No one converted. Oh, so they were talking about hostile atheism versus this pussy atheism stuff. And they did this right at the end, too. The woman, you know, she sort of just made herself into an asshole there, in my opinion. But she said, you know, she's for all this pussy atheism stuff. And, you know, she says, you know, we've grown out of Dawkins or something stupid like that. And it's like, what the fuck? You know, yeah, we all should get in a circle and sing Kumbaya. You know, I mean, it's just disgusting. There's nothing about religion. I mean, the worst part of religion is the fucking sociology, the whole fucking cultism of its groupthink and its group behavior and its, you know, let's all go out and kill a chicken together. I don't need to go. I goddamn gotta do any of that shit. Fucking weirdos. I mean, really, you want atheism 2.0 means you go have a, you know, whatever, some sort of public get together where you lie to each other and, you know, everybody brings noodle salad or something. Fuck you people. You're weird. Anyway. Yeah, whatever. I don't even know what this is. Frank Day of Human. I don't know. So they were talking about human genome stuff, and that was kind of, you know, the Aaron Ra guy, you know, was a little weird on that one. It's like somehow he does need to know that I'm got Nordic blood, and maybe I'll feel good. I don't get it. Who the fuck cares where you're from? You know, it's where you're going that matters. You know, where you've been, you know, where your kind was 100 years ago. Does it really make any goddamn difference? No, I don't think it makes a goddamn bit of difference. So that's just more fluff, waste of time bullshit. Yeah, no core brain. Yeah, it's almost like the Dr. Frank. Anyway, it was implying that there was no free will, you know. I mean, what she explicitly said wasn't too bad, which was that, you know, you are who you are at this moment, and, you know, 5 minutes later you'll be somebody else, that we are of multiple personalities. She almost implied that, which was correct, but, you know, she was almost giving the indication that she believed in free will, which was a little spooky. But they really just didn't get on the subject, so they missed the determinism subject. But they've talked about that one before, and, you know, they're all basically determinist, I believe. So anyway. IQ, they talk about IQ, but yeah, that's just such a dead subject. I mean, why just, who the fuck cares? 10 points here, 20 points there, who the fuck cares? The only thing was at all important in the subject was the functional truth that, you know, we have an absolute potential, and we often don't get to realize that in life because a bunch of barriers are put in our way, like our mother drinks while we're in the womb and fucks us up. Or then we're born and our father beats us and that fucks us up. Or we're distracted because we grew up in a ghetto and that completely controls our maturation. And so that fucks us up. And so we don't realize our potential because the obstacle course to just get out the fucking barn door is insanely gauntlet-ish. You know, we were so cut up by the time we get to the door that there's no point in getting to the door because we're going to just bleed to death as soon as we walk out into the real world. Or something like that. So then we talked about light bulbs. That wasn't too interesting. LEDs, you know, that's the future. That was sort of the consensus. Religion fixing, science doing, I don't know what I said there, but yeah, they're just arguing about whether they should do the religion fight, you know, fight the religious nuts, or whether they should talk about science. And it doesn't really matter to me because the science talk is all veiled in DNA love, and that's essentially another religion. So you're really just talking about the difference between Christianity and Scientology. I mean, these are basically Scientologists. I mean, Scientology without the volcano and the aliens is just, you know, positive thinking, you know, pump yourself up kind of ideology. And that all these guys are all for that kind of shit. Yeah, wallow in the DNA, wallow in nature, you know, wallow in the agenda of, you know, quantity over quality even. And even this idiotic notions of, you know, your individualism, like that, you know, like that came from somewhere, like it matters. Like we should be all striving just to be different from each other rather than striving to actually be productive. Like, let's, you know, how many atheists ever use the word productive? Like they should actually live productive lives. Yeah, not even close. It's all about this me shit. So, yeah, the religious nuts are the God shit. You're the me shit. To me, it's shit and shit. So, no point. And, so, yeah, that's enough of that. Alright, so on to part, whatever, 4,000 of this stupid fucking video. So, anyway, the channel is The Magic Sandwich Show on YouTube. And, yeah, well, you know, they're smart people. They sometimes say some smart things, but generally speaking, whatever. That's my general commentary, whatever. It's my favorite word and such. Alright, so let's do some of these comments on the Professor Anton interview video. Because some of them are really quite snarky and irritating. Alright, should be an internet like both you guys, different levels. I wonder if Gary doesn't... I wonder why. See, this kind of stupid shit is just so tired. I mean, they don't watch my videos. They don't know my arguments. They just talk this shit, and you're just like, what the fuck? They don't have any more imagination than this. I wonder why Gary doesn't simply kill himself if life is really only so much shit. So apparently things are slightly less clear-cut. So you apparently draw conclusions, you make accusations, but you're just too lazy to listen to an argument, an answer I've given no less than 50 times. I mean, no less than 50 times I've repeatedly explained why I'm still in this fucking shithole. Alright? It's because I can't win. There's no getting out free. Every asshole who ever committed suicide accomplished nothing. Because I don't believe I'm one in a billion. I don't even believe I'm one in a million. I believe I might be one in 1,000. And for every 1,000 people, you're going to come up with another person that's going to be pretty much the same as me. Yes, his hairstyle will be different. His eye color might be different. He might be taller. He might have a bigger dick. He might have something else different than me. But he's basically going to have the same functional brain structure. He's going to have the same kind of thoughts are going to run through his head. He's going to have the same kind of things that make him miserable and the same kind of things that make him happy. And that's the reality of this circumstance, that we all just arrive here because some jackass thinks they can control the world and they decide to have a bunch of these fucking little fucking kids and say, here, I don't give a fuck. I will create life, even though I don't know what the fuck's going to happen or how the fuck I'm going to clean it up if it all goes wrong. And that's how we get here. And if I don't fix that engine, then they're just going to keep creating Frankensteins. I mean, I've made the analogy, okay? Let's say Dr. Frankenstein makes monsters, okay, and let's say 9 out of 10 of them come out all nice and pretty and fluffy, and then 1 out of 10 doesn't, and then 1 out of 10 all end up in the dungeon, and they all sit there and get together and they say, you know what, we really ought to stop this from happening. I mean, it's been happening for millions of years. We just keep letting these assholes do this to us. Maybe we should stop the fuckers. Is it that complicated? You really can't understand that, you stupid shit? That I don't win by bailing out? I don't win if I'm a Frankenstein in the dungeon by just shooting myself? If I don't stop the doctor? Jackass. Idiot. Moron. Slandering, lying piece of shit. Yeah. Let's see. Well, I'm not going to read all this guy's fucking crap. Way too much crap, way too much crap, way too much crap. Let me get to be serious and just get this over with. She's the sort of the generic... Oh, the Yucca Bucka guy posted more than once, but I don't know. Why do people do this? They spam people's comments. I mean, why are you marketing these comments as spam? I don't know what to say to someone when they admit that they would blow up the entire world without anybody's consent if they could under the banner of I'm just doing what's best for you. It's not doing what's best for them. It's taking back their imposition. It's saying stop imposing, fuckers. I mean, if the rest of the world agreed to stop imposing, then they wouldn't have to get blown up, would they, fucker? No, they wouldn't. They're the imposers. They're Dr. Frankenstein, and the Frankensteins have a right to say, stop it, fucker. But then, I guess an Antoninus would say that by giving birth, we're essentially doing the same thing. That's right, you fuckers. You're committing the first crime. I'm cleaning up the crime. Giving life to billions of people without their consent under the very banner of, reproduction for the sake of reproduction. Nothing better than that. No better agenda. We can do it, so we're going to do it. So that doesn't make any sense. I can shit on somebody's head, because the fact that I can shit on their head means I should do it? I don't think so. Alright. Let's move on down here. I don't know. This is people. These fucking people talk too much. They say too little. They talk too much and they say too little. It's a problem with the world. Ooh, that I'm a dada fucker. Emendam's claim that the universe is deterministic is, in my opinion, one of the weakest positions, although still quite defensible. Yeah, well, that's just a stupid thing to say. It's quite defensible, but it's a weak position. I mean, that's stupid. It's stupid. It's a deterministic universe, idiot. God botherer. I agree that free will is an incoherent concept. Well, guess what? Well, anyway. And that natural selection generated a parasitic, self-consuming, suffering machine of horror which never should have evolved. Well, there's just no point then. Why don't you just leave me the fuck out of this comment? Why don't you just make the fucking point, jackass? Sick of these people and their fucking goddamn opinions with all this veiled crap tied to it. Ooh, Darwin in the morning. See, another skanky one. The sad fact that Emendam, I think this is her first one. To be serious, the sad fact is Emendam rehashed his silly, repetitive paraphrase of his reproduction, cannibalism, addiction. See, she can't get this right ever. It's only 4 fucking words. blah, blah. So she can't handle 4 words. She has to add a blah, blah. She couldn't just put, she couldn't just say it right. It's sad that so many people think this is quality debate, or that it in Mendham is using logic when he repeating his subjective assertions yet again. Well, if they're subjective assertions, if you think there's some weakness in the assertions, then why don't you argue against the assertions? Why don't you demonstrate how the assertions are not fact-based, not reasonable, not decidedly demonstrated by all the evidence? Why don't you explain that? No, that's right, because you can't. Yeah. So this is all you can resort to, is this crap. It's too bad the topic changed so erratically. Well, whatever. There was no topic. We organized the thing in 10 minutes. We just did it, and that's the way it came out. I don't think I dragged the conversation into antinatalism, but whatever. Who cares? He did a lot of grandiose pontificating, but any real-world discussion of the terrible dilemmas we face got subsumed into an idea we need to destroy life to save it. Well, again, that certainly wouldn't be anything I would say. Save it for what? Put on the mantle of nowhere? To put it on the nowhere mantle so that nothing could look at it? There's nothing to save here. All there is your silly notions of desire, your need. Okay, you need the human race to exist on planet Earth. Why do you need it? Why don't you ask yourself that question and come up with an honest answer? Why do you need humanity to exist on planet Earth? Why? What is the need made out of except for your subjective egomaniacal crap? You need the human race to exist because you think there's someday you're going to win a Nobel Prize and you want people to read your name once every 100 years. I don't know what the hell you're talking. Why don't you explain? Again, explain. What exactly is your need for humanity to exist on planet Earth made out of? To really make the discussion work, maybe a pre-agreement on certain points of discussion and a willingness to stop him when he goes on and on, pontificating on one of the same memes over and over. Well, look, if you want to listen to pontificating, go measure how much time we each talked, okay? I'd say on balance it was even, or Professor Anton does tend to go on a bit. So I think he got more airtime, actually. So make your critique at him and tell him how he should be talking about something other than the inner universe inverting on itself, or whatever the fuck it is. The universe kissed itself and said, "Ooh, you smell like poo." And so then it ran away. The universe ran away from itself offended. He interrupted you, refused to let you express yourself completely. Again, so you go add up the minutes, little snarky bitch. He always uses extreme examples. Well, again, if they're extreme examples, why don't you point out how they have no merit, no relevance to reality? No, you don't do any of that. You just do this fucking character assassination. His logic consists of bloody hyperbole. Well, go ahead, prove that too. No, you won't do that. When he says, "what if," he goes into one of his extremism. I don't know what that means. Yeah. But yeah, what if is a perfectly rational. That's what intelligent people do. They go to solve a problem and they say, well, what if? Well, what if the batteries die? And the nuclear power plant starts to melt down? Well, yeah, maybe we should have a backup plan for that. Why no hold him to account? Why no hold him to account? Exactly how? You can't hold me to account for basically explaining that life is tic-tac-toe. It's a dumb animal's game, and there's just nothing you can make out of this. The life on Earth is not a universal vibrator. It's not a universal Band-Aid. It's not a universal chocolate bar. It doesn't have any fucking value outside of your silly delusions in your silly head. And if your silly delusions don't exist, there's no problem. There's no need to satisfy anymore. You're the generator of the problem. All right? That's the source of the problem, is the human idiots full of want and ignorance. Go read Dickens. You like books. Go read some Dickens. It's about ignorance and want. All right? That's the blight. And you have both of those. His absurd red button should get more than a tisk in my humble opinion. Yeah, well, whatever. So, the honest conclusion that the only way to stop people who won't stop imposing, the only way to stop rapists who keep raping, you don't like the idea that the cop would say, well, there's a point where I'm just going to shoot the fucker. You don't like that as the solution. They should just let the women keep getting raped. So if the guy rapes, just let him keep raping. Yeah, I don't think you'd go for that. You made the excellent point that he was the one making the decision for the masses. Well, again, the masses aren't replicating at a rate that would continue human life on this planet. If the masses, if the majority of people were in control, if their behavior was the behavior of all the people, if the 70% was the 100%, the human race would be on an inevitable course to depopulate planet Earth. That's the fucking truth. And I wish, so it is, we are letting a minority of morons overpopulate this planet. We're letting these morons decide for everybody else that they're going to live on an overpopulated, undersustainable shithole. That's the truth. And I wish you had made him return to the fact that to explain why he claims that authority. Well, it's not that complicated. Again, who's imposing on who? The first imposition is the God people, the people who think they're God and think they have the competence to create life because a DNA molecule gave them the keys to the car they think they have a right to drive. I'm saying, no, you haven't passed a test. You've got to qualify your right to impose on somebody. Explain to me how you built the nest. Explain to me how you're going to care for the eggs. Explain to me how you're going to deal with the problems. Explain to me how you're going to issue a refund to those you're going to abuse, potentially. And until you can explain that, you have no fucking right to put the keys in the ignition and start the car. It would have been easy to get him to actually answer you. Yeah, and I would have answered him, and I'll answer you anytime, bitch. You want to make a rational argument to me? You want to ask a rational question? I'll answer it. All right? But that's not the game you're playing. You're just a slandering bitch. And not just evade your question with one of his evasions. Well, that's just brilliant. I evaded it with an evasion. Please point that out. Please quote that evasion. But I wish you tried to make him defend himself with something besides emotional assertions. Well, I don't know. They are relatively... You sound kind of emotional in these assertions you're making. Tisk, tisk. All right, so anyway, Darwin in the morning. Let's do her little snarky. Making the decision for the masses. My objection to... Well, again, you just don't seem to understand reality then, do you? All right, because the masses are not having, for every 2 people, they're having 1.2 children, the top 70 or 80%. That's the reality. And 1.2 won't get the job done. That means the human race will inevitably go extinct if the masses were controlling human destiny. But the masses don't control human destiny. The wackos in Afghanistan do, who are having 7 or 8 kids per couple. So you lose, you're stupid, and you're a liar. I am reading a book by a molecular biologist about how genes make us. Okay, well that's sort of, we already know that, don't we? Where, among other things, he describes research on a certain gene, the longer version of which is correlated to people with higher novelty seeking. Novelty seeking. Well, that's a fucking scientific term, ain't it? If I ever saw a fucking scientific term, novelty seeking has got to be it. Yeah, associated with curiosity, joy, enthusiasm, optimism, the shorter version of which, the higher level harm avoidance, is associated with angst, pessimism. One sees life darkly, another sees life lightly. Well, look, they've done all kinds of twin studies and all this other kind of crap, and yeah, it's, half nature, half nurture, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? That's not a fucking logical argument. The argument from you lack the proper genetic code is about as bogus as the arguments you can make can come. Alright, this Quinta guy is a real little fucking skanky flapping cunt of a bastard. Gary is a moron. Yeah, well, you're a fucking idiot. Haha. I felt sorry. Oh, you felt sorry for him. So I left a few comments on a video he made. The video was full of inconsistencies. Sorry, no, I demonstrate how you are full of crap and bullshit and you're useless. Yeah, that's what I demonstrate, how useless you are. As I feared, it would be best to leave a few questions. No, you left a few accusations, misparaphrases. You're just a fucking troll on the internet. And we've seen your videos. I mean, we've seen what kind of propagandist you are, what you have to resort to make an argument. You know, you have to resort to a bunch of noise and flashy images and all this other crap, but you can't just make an argument. To give him something to do so he wasn't alone and miserable on Valentine's night. It put some fight back in him. He made a video about how he was offended and I was a troll. Yeah, it wasn't just you, it was the other fuck too. I read the comments on videos. That's what I do sometimes. I read the comments. Alright, asshole. Of course his solution was, fuck you. Yeah, because you're an idiot. You're an asshole. You have nothing to contribute. You're a useless piece of shit. He's too fucking stupid to dress himself, let alone talk about science. Well, apparently I could get you to, I suckered you into watching my videos, where you certainly wouldn't be suckering me to watch yours if you weren't a skanky troll. I mean, I don't have to go out in other people's videos and troll them to get attention. Nobody comes to my videos because I leave comments on somebody else's videos and they say, oh, there's a comment, I'm going to go follow that guy's videos. No, no one's ever getting to my videos that way. Alright, because I don't comment on anybody's videos. Hardly ever. Alright, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Well, that's enough of this shit. But there is just a big pile of assholes here. This bat fucking barfly guy again. Let's see what he says. I personally have been beyond the... Oh, I don't know what that is. And the Terence McKenna... I don't want to retell it. Terence McKenna arguments. Let's see if he's got something else here that's worth a damn. I forget. Oh, that's no good. Yeah, well, I guess I missed the good part, wherever it was. Too fucking bad. Oh, look, the racist and the asshole are having a fight. Good. Maybe they'll kill each other. Super. Well, whatever. But yeah, I mean, some of these people are just goddamn rude. I mean, even the one guy who was sort of, you know, defending my side of the argument, but he was doing it so rudely. You know, this Valhalla guy, 56. I mean, you know, Professor Anton isn't an idiot. You just can't get away with that crap. It's just a stupid argument. The argument from, he's an idiot. Just makes you an idiot. You know. I mean, that just doesn't do you any good as an argument. It's just dumb. Anyway. Yeah, so that's enough. Yeah, whatever. I did like this, though. You know, the universe is hunting itself as another. I thought that was a good play on Professor Anton's words. The universe is hunting itself as another. Yeah, very well put. Yeah, it really was well put. Good job. Yep. So anyway, that's enough of the video. Sorry, this was not, this was just a mess. But whatever. Yeah, I'm busy. Yeah, I got things to do. I was going to do this better, but I just don't have time. I don't have patience. I don't have the, whatever it is, I don't have it. I don't think I'll ever have it again. It's like the rain got left out in the cake or something. The rain got left out in the cake. Oh, I really am just so done. So done with planet Earth. Fuck it. Okay. Yeah, okay. Till next time.